Starting. All right, everybody, we are live right now. eCom Tom here. I brought Brian Williams on here. I forgot to put his name in the title. I feel like an ass, but I'm sorry, Brian. So he's streaming this on Instagram as well at the same time. And here I am, watching myself. Oh, I forgot to put an ad on this one, but it's all good. So yeah, this was a little impromptu. I mean, I guess I told Brian we were going to go live, but then I forgot, and now here we are. So I want to talk about, the new eBay dropshipping strategies I've been doing since, everything kind of stopped working maybe 2-3 weeks ago, however long that was. Not stopped working, but ceased to work as well. And when eBay came out and said that retail arbitrage was not allowed. So if you guys are watching this right now, please say who you are, where you're from. And, Brian, do you have anything to say before we really get into this?
Yeah, just wanted to introduce myself in case you guys are wondering. My name is Brian Williams. I go by Hustle Williams on YouTube and also Instagram. So if you're looking for me, I've done over $100,000 in sales in the past on my one eBay account that I built up. It was, it was a good time to be a dropshipper. Still a great time. Things are going real good. So, can't complain about that. And then just recently, I just went over my profits, and I'm still doing over 1,000 a month. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can be making decent enough money with this on the side, I guess, from you. I mean, you work a full-time job and everything. And if you guys don't know, Brian is probably one of the first, I would say, students of mine. I guess it started off as we were in the same group together, and then, I was coaching him, and then basically, now we talk all the time. He calls me on the phone. He's got my actual number. I don't think anybody else does. But so Anthony might. No, Anthony doesn't have mine yet. So what's up, Anthony? How's it going? I think Noah's here. Carl's here. How's it going? Andrew, Eric. Oh, I was talking with Eric, I guess, and Mark earlier today on one of their lives, but I didn't go on. Just talk with them. And Rufino from Connecticut's here. So, I mean, I basically wanted to talk about, what the new strategy I've been doing is and how it's been going so far, how Amazon dropshipping has been going. Because I started that. When did I start that? I think that was mid-November, so maybe 2.5 months ago. And, that took me so long to get started on. I was just like dragging my feet the entire way. But right now I'm pretty much at a decent spot with Amazon, I would say. Just need to teach my VAs to list the items on their own. And from there, it's going to be pretty much completely automated. I have somebody doing the messaging, somebody doing the ordering, not auto ordering, I wish. And, from there, everything seems pretty streamlined. It's just, you got to make sure you don't fuck up your metrics, because that's the biggest thing with Amazon. And I know you were going to get started in Amazon. Did you get started yet, Brian?
Yeah, so I got some pretty cool news. After I recently put out my latest video, your boy Ron Myers got in touch with me. So I was like,
Ron's a great guy. Like,
Ron, what's up? So I was mad happy to get in touch with him. So Ron, shout out to you. Thanks for reaching out to me. I'm getting started. Like, I know I keep saying that, but on a realistic basis, I'm probably going to do a video about this in a day or so. But my work schedule is fucking crazy. I work from like 2 a.m. till like fucking 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So like I'm gone throughout the whole entire day. I am just finishing up almost all of my sales tax information. That's been like, kind of chaotic. It's a while. It's a big process, especially if you've never done it. And I think I just still have like 4 states to go. And I'm just
not to cut you off. When you told me that you're going to train your VA to do it, I was like, oh, you're an idiot. And then I did it all the other day in like two or 3 day increments. And I was like, holy shit, there's no way I'm not training a VA to do this. This is awful.
I told you. That's why I was like, yo, I was breaking everything down. And I was like, yeah, this is a job for a VA. You just got to give them the information and the login. I think they can handle it. And then, I was just going through it, and I was like, yeah, it's going to take another day or so. So that's where I'm at. Amazon. Actually, I want to talk to you about something too. So I got a phone call from Amazon, and I haven't even started moving anything yet. They ever reach out to you just to ask you about your store and what you're doing on it?
I never got reached out by Amazon at all. I know for a fact, not to go off topic, but eBay, if you're making a new eBay store, which I know I highly suggest, if you're going to, start like maybe a manual drop shipping store or something like I did, definitely make a new store. And the number one thing that like I notice is the difference now is like eBay asks you, they're like, oh, let's go into the public record and we're going to ask you questions from your past. They're asking me like the type of car I had when I was a fucking like senior in high school. They're like, what type of car was it? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what roads did you priorly have like any affiliation with? And they're just naming like street addresses and like my mom's maiden name. That's an obvious one, but like they asked a lot of questions. I was like, why do they have? First off, how is that public record that I drove a 2001 Honda Civic back in the day? But like, I mean, it was crazy the things that they were asking.
That is.
Yeah, we got eCom Tomcat up in here. I love that guy's name.
eCom Tomcat.
That's my favorite.
That's fine.
So no, but Amazon never really asked me any questions. I don't know. It seems like people have a lot of problems with Amazon. I seem to somehow skate through these issues. I don't know what's going on. Like I go in there completely not knowing what I'm doing, and I'm somehow skating around all these issues. Like I get payouts every day on Amazon when people have to wait 2 weeks. I don't know. I just have this magical yellow button that I press and it gives me money. Doesn't give it to me like all of it, but it still gives me money every day. I don't understand why that's a thing. I have no idea, but it works. It's dope. So I don't have to worry about that. I've never gotten called, never gotten any velocity reviews. I kind of grew it pretty slow. So I'm probably on the way up to hitting about 50 or 60K in the next couple of weeks. But right now I'm at like 33 or something, 33,000.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. They just reached out to me. I just figured I'd ask you since you're on here, but I don't know.
Yeah. Another thing I've heard of, like, I did a one-on-one coaching with a guy the other day, and I was telling him like, all right, if you're gonna do a manual store and like these suppliers that you're gonna use and stuff like that, I was like, dude, obviously like dropshipping is not allowed anymore. Like if it says it all over their fucking website, like they made a big stink about it the other day. And this guy messaged me back and goes like, Tom, I asked for a limit raise on my new account and they wouldn't give it to me because I told them that I was using Sportsman's Guide as a supplier. I'm like, dude, Sportsman's Guide's a fucking website. Yeah. Why would you tell them that? And he was like, oh, like I didn't know what to say. I'm like, so I mean, I would say make up a lie.
Yeah, you got
you're doing wholesaling if you're not. And I mean, I know they did for Jason. I know they asked this guy like what his wholesale suppliers were. Like you're gonna actually, if you're not prepared, like at least prepare and like think up a few or like, go find some. I doubt they're gonna go look in what the items those wholesale suppliers are actually like, providing, but they are gonna look in to see if they're real websites.
You think, I don't know. Yeah. Like Amazon was asking me today, they were like, what kind of business are you in? And I was like, telling them, I'm like, oh, I'm reselling. And they were like, oh, well, what are you reselling? And I was like, oh, I'm using FBA fulfilled by Amazon. So I'll be sending in items into you. And they were cool with it. So I got through that one, but I was like,
yeah, I mean, it's gonna bullshit now.
Yeah.
So should we answer any questions here? Well, I want to talk about, first off, people can be asking their questions there's 46 people on right now, only 6 likes, by the way. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. We very much appreciate it. Are you still live on Instagram right now too?
I am. I'm streaming all over, man. I'm trying
I should definitely do that, but I'm not prepared at all. But yeah, so what is your strategy? How are you doing your sales on eBay now? And then I'll give mine. And I want to share my screen. I have like my account up and, my brand new account. And I just want to show kind of my results from pretty much not having any idea what I was doing to where I am right now. So you can start and then I'll finish it
up. So first off, just wanted to talk to everybody like, yo, thanks for, hanging with me, everybody. And I apologize like to everybody who's reached out to me and I haven't really gotten a chance to get back to them. Like I'm crazy busy and I apologize for it. Like I do have a 9-to-5 still. So, and right now I'm working overtime. I do 32 hours of overtime plus 40 hours in a work week. So that's including Saturdays. That's 6 days a week. So if I'm not getting back to you, trust me, like it's not that I'm trying to avoid you. I'm just like, I work a lot. So on top of that, my new eBay strategy is, so I was kind of testing after I got hit with my MCO 1.1 restriction on my smaller account. I tried a bunch of things to try and get it back. Unfortunately, I could not get that smaller account back, which kind of sucked, but it actually allowed me to focus more on my main account. And by doing that, I got a couple of cool things happened like in the past few weeks. So I went heavy on like a couple of things to fix my main account. So I noticed that it seemed like there was a hole in my business and my flagged account, and I was losing quite a bit of money. And I was trying to figure out where it was going and what the issue was. So I downloaded all the income reports for Chase, which is where I get my 5% cash back. I downloaded all the income reports for all my GoDaddy software, which tracks everything, so I can see where my money is going. And I also downloaded all my income reports from eBay and Amazon, and I went through every single one, like every single purchase, every single transaction, everything, like called them, everything I went through, and I broke it all down. And
That sounds awful, by the way. Not
yeah,
gonna lie.
it was very time consuming, but like in order to be like successful, sometimes you just have to be extremely diligent and just tedious with your work. Like, and I knew that there's money still to be made, so I broke this all down, just trying to find out where the area was. So it wasn't until I got Accountable back up on my store, and I had previously taken it down for a while. And then like I was like, man, I'm missing something. So I put Accountable back up, and it actually turned out that a bunch of states I was tax exempt where I was tax exempt were charging me sales tax. And it was causing me to go negative quite a lot. And I was like, whoa, like this is crazy, because it shows up on Amazon that I'm tax exempt from that state. However, it wasn't coming out, and I was still getting taxes charged on those items. So that was a big issue.
Was that
So
all the states, or was it only like specific, like a few states
specific
or something?
states, it was Maryland, Alabama, Mississippi, Indiana, Illinois, like random ones. Like, and it just was consecutive with some and like not with others. And you know, you get your normal ones if you're still not sales tax exempt from Florida, like I wasn't. I just recently got it.
Yeah.
But now I'm sales tax exempt from Florida. But like all these states, like besides Florida and your normal ones, which were adding up, which I was already sales tax exempt in, were just like really getting, you know, bringing my cash flow down. So I figured that all up. I got it all squared away once I got involved with Accountable, and that helped me bring my sales back up and my profit came back up. But I just want to let everybody know, after like the throttling that happened in April, like this was with a flagged account where everybody's saying like eBay's like done, you're not going to be able to make money. Like I just did this past month, like I just turned another grand. So it's still profitable. It's going to take a lot more work, but it's definitely doable. So if you're willing to work for it, you can make it happen.
Yeah, that's a given with just about anything here.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say is when you get charged sales tax like that and you're supposed to be tax exempt and you were collecting on your side on eBay and remitting on your side, as long as you were doing that properly and like to the T, I'm fairly positive you can go back to Amazon and actually like bitch them out to the point where you get your money back. Because I know Jason went through a semi process of almost doing it and then not completely fully doing it. And then I think it's like up to 8 months back or something like that. So I'd look into that because you could get your money back. But yeah, so where I'm at with my store, I'm pretty much not doing any real Amazon onto eBay, anything Walmart onto eBay at the moment. I started looking at just SKU grid back in November because I knew that there was something that was going to happen. You could tell, like, it's like a lot of people like thought this came out of nowhere or whatever, but there were so many signs that there was something going on that just wasn't right. Like promoted listings falling, people getting banned, this, that, and the other, MC011s happening like left, right, and sideways. Like if you guys didn't realize that there was something going on, I don't know what to tell you. But so I started a manual store, and I was looking back at it, like I said, in November, just looking at suppliers. I know we've had conversations about like which ones I've been using and stuff like that. And then, you know, December, I was kind of looking into it, but December was doing decently well just because of the fact that it was Christmas time and I was selling a lot of Walmart onto eBay. But, you know, it wasn't anywhere close to what Christmas time should have been compared to what my September was. And I mean, I posted my 1099K on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, check that out too, because I'm trying to grow that shit. And
That was dope.
but basically, I don't know, I did like 90,000 in sales, I think, or 86 or something in December. And when in September, I did almost 200. So, I mean, it didn't make any sense. So I just started a manual store. I remade a completely new store, connected to the same PayPal, because I know the 1,000 questions are going to be asked on that. Is it connected to the same PayPal? Yes, it is. I have like probably now 7 or 8 accounts, all connected to the same PayPal. Do I use them all? No, I'm only using one at the moment. Actually, 2. And then from there, basically, I just found suppliers. You go into SKU Grid, there's 800 suppliers there. I've been looking at other ones. I've been finding weird ones. You find some weird things when you dig deep into Zik Analytics and you're doing some stuff like with people that actually use other suppliers other than Walmart, Amazon, or Home Depot. So this new store doesn't have any Walmart, never had any Walmart, doesn't have any Amazon, Home Depot, nothing, never had any of those. And I'm doing it all onto eBay. And at first it was all manually. There was no repricing. There was no anything. And I realized that I was definitely losing some money from repricing on some orders. I mean, but a lot of these more obscure suppliers, you have to realize they're like, why does Amazon's price change all the time? It's because there's like 70, 40, 50, it doesn't matter. People all on the same listing, all changing their prices variably all the time. And then things are going up and down, out of stock, in and out of stock. Because Amazon's the most popular website probably in the world right now. And, you know, who's going on to sportsmansguide.com that often? Nobody. Their items aren't fluctuating that hard. And, you know, like you don't really have to worry about repricing too much. But you do need to learn the ins and outs of if they have like sign up bonuses, what they can do. Can you get tax exempt? I got tax exempt in some weird ass stores lately. And it's all like always a different process. You know, call up this like random number that you find on the internet. And then, you know, it never really works that easily. But I mean, I'm going to share my screen here because I thought it would be good to share my screen. We'll do the screen share. And here I am. And I'm going to minimize this. You can see my screen, Brian?
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, this is the new store at the moment. Today is, I mean, I'm at over 1,000. So this is the first day that I have recorded over 1,000 at the moment, but I have hit almost 1,000 on these couple days right here, but there's some returns and stuff like that. A lot of these, you know, you remember, Brian, like, or you've seen where people from like a lot of items from Walmart can't go to California.
Yes.
That Proposition 65 thing.
Yeah.
That's like huge on these smaller websites. They just don't want to deal with that at all. So some of them will be like, we don't ship it all to California. So I had to like figure that out and, you know, kind of see how to go about that. So this is the new store. I mean, it's been almost a month. There's probably gonna be 1 or 2 more days in here. I can't tell. I got 470 active listings. There's barely any listings here. And, you know, if I keep at 1,000 like this, then, you know, I'm going to hit probably close to 30,000 in 30 days over the next like 20 something days. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the way this is going. I'm using SKU Grid, which is like this little Chrome extension right here. It does like file exchange things, and it's weird. I don't really know how it works, but it works. And I mean, right now I'm pretty much digging it. The profit percentages are definitely higher than what they were. You know, like the profit percentages are probably around 10% front end as long as you don't mess up. But you know, some things are going to get messed up when you're first starting. Expect a few losses in the beginning. It makes sense. And then you can get tax exempt on a lot of these websites where you need to call up these sketchy ass, just random numbers or emails and stuff. So that takes time. And I mean, then there's a lot of them have decent cash back. I mean, Sportsman's Guide, I've been getting probably the best from, it's like 10% front end I've been getting from Sportsman's Guide. And then they have 5% on Giving Assistant, which I've been using a lot of. And then what else do they have? Then I have my 2% cashback credit card. So that's about it. But that's pretty good. So I'm happy with the way that it's going. I really like this method. I mean, I'm going to start putting some more content and details up about that in the future. And I really think that, you know, a lot of people are wanting to head this way. And I really think that, you know, this is just kind of what I wanted to show to the people at the moment. So
yeah. I think that's really good too to see, because like it shows like your progress. I mean, that's only 1 month, but like that's still, you know, that shows you what it was like before the throttling started again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, I remember when I first, like before throttling and stuff like that, before the big April crash, it was like March 2018, and I had a mixture of Amazon and Walmart items on my store, and I was doing 84 or 86,000 for the month of March, and I had 1,700 items up.
yeah, I remember, man. I still remember all that.
That was it. So, I mean, it was pretty dope how it was. Is this a flagged account, Carl? No, it just said that this is a brand new account multiple times. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to say here was I'm going to be putting out a lot of videos like this on this new account, new strategies, new Zix sourcing strategies where you're going to be pulling 10%, 20, 15%, whatever you want to price it at, margins in the front. A little bit about the eBay buy box. Nobody's talking about the eBay buy box. I found some cool things out about that because, you know, it's pretty much not fully implemented at all yet. But one thing I did want to say is I made this little bot thing here, this little, you know, automated alert, which is in the description. It says, click here to get alerts of new YouTube videos and lives. So anytime I'm going live or anytime I post a new YouTube video, we'll just send a notification to your messenger box. It's going to be like a quiet push notification, not going to make a noise, not going to leave a notification, nothing. It's just going to be there. So if you want that, I made that for you guys because, you know, I really don't know how often YouTube sends stuff like that. And I don't really pay attention to YouTube notifications at all. So if you want that, that's one thing I did set up for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on this new account, we got 57 people watching. Let's see if there's any questions. There's some questions here on Amazon drop shipping, and I'm not I'm not canceling. Well, there's specific ways to cancel items on Amazon without having to hurt your metrics. And I mean, it does involve, kind of scheming the metric system, I guess you would call it. What I do is I use the Chrome extension that I actually had my buddy make me, which is called Tracker Jack. And Tracker Jack can make you UPS tracking information based off of other UPS tracking information. So if you do that, then you'll actually have a good tracking number that hasn't been used by anybody yet on Amazon, and you can put it in there for that person's order. Then just send them a message like, hey, we sent you the wrong tracking number. Sorry. This item actually isn't in stock. It got damaged, blah, blah, blah. It's the last in supply, whatever lie you want to come up with, and then just refund them from there. So if you just refund them, say buy or cancel, but they didn't, then, they're going to get pissed. So I send them messages trying to get them to cancel. If they don't, then I add in a fake tracking number, then I refund them. Haven't had anything happen yet bad that way. But I mean, like I said, I'm not selling that much on Amazon at the moment. I'm still selling a decent amount, but. So I saw another question was actually, what are my suppliers for Amazon? And right now it's literally only Walmart. I do want to branch out into Home Depot onto Amazon because I think that that's, it's like Walmart onto Amazon is so popular. The margins are pretty low. But, if you start moving up and getting like new suppliers, obviously going where other people don't want to go. It's kind of what I've realized with this manual store. If you go where other people don't want to, either they don't want to go or they don't know how to go there. You know what I mean? Or they don't want to find out how to do it. Then I realized that that's kind of where you start finding all the actual money is where that is.
It seems like the harder the route that you have to take, the more lucrative the end outcome is going to be.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's how it seems to go. So like the easiest routes, like, the easiest way everybody's going to try first, but I think it's smart to learn the easiest way first and, make your mistakes doing the easy route and then branch out and try something that's a little bit more complicated. So definitely.
No, I mean, that's how I feel like still. I mean, I'm not doing any Amazon onto eBay right now at the moment, but I might, who knows, I might get into it again. But I know that it's going to be hard for me to come in here and say, hey, start off on SKU Grid, do manual listings. My VAs are all doing these listings by hand, optimize the hell out of this listing, find your own obscure suppliers. Even if I did give you one, like I've said Sportsman's Guide multiple times, like, there's issues with Sportsman's Guide, like things like that. And it's like, it's still going to be the easiest path. And I know a lot of people will still definitely do Amazon onto eBay first, because it's just, there's so much software, there's so much automation for it. But eventually, once you learn that, or you realize that there's, other fruits to be had and the grass might be greener somewhere else, then you can take your experience and move that way. And I mean, I do plan on doing coaching, and I'm updating the course to cover literally everything that is related to manual drop shipping now. So everybody that's in the course will just get upgraded to it. But like, it's going to take a while to do so. But I mean, I really do think that this is the way to go, a way to slide under the radar.
Yeah. I wanted to throw a couple of things out there too, Tom. So like, with that being said, like I am doing the opposite right now of Tom. So I'm going to let you know, Amazon onto eBay still does work. My store has a lot more items on it than it used to, but I'm still turning a profit. Like I just turned 1G, and I know like some people may like scowl at that or like say like, oh, that's it. Like 1G is 1G. Like if I have 1G more than I would have if I didn't do this. So like, you just need to realize that like profit is always profit. So even if it's not as much as like I'm intending to make, like it's a step in the right direction. So like that'll add up over time. So as long as you're turning profit, there's no real need to like change it up. However, with that being said, like that's just my one store. I plan on starting others again. With the MCO 1.1, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. I'm probably going to have to go stealth, which is my next route that I'm looking into. I got a couple of friends and a couple of people who I know who are actually doing that route right now. So that's probably one thing I'm going to have to look into. I've talked to my certified personal accountant about it already, and they were cool with it. Like as long as I told them everything and I was like, yo, look, this is all legal. It's just to avoid, eBay coming after me and linking all of my accounts together in case there's a problem on one account and shutting them all down. So that's basically what it is. It's just like telling eBay, like, I don't want to be, shut down on all these accounts and just separating them all out. So that's basically how it goes. Another cool thing I wanted to say, when everybody got the top rated seller is going to get removed from your account, 2 days later, I actually became top rated seller. So
I actually did that too.
it's crazy. So I don't even know what's going to happen yet, but I got top rated seller. Just like I just snuck under everybody. Like everybody is supposed to get it all taken away. We'll see how it goes. But right after that, like the dip came, and like 2 days later, I got top rated seller.
But if you were below standard or above standard, and then you were meant to be, or like projected to be top rated, when that happened, I went back to top rated too, because I had an account that I messed up on that I went below standard on, and then I was like set to be top rated for the next one, and literally they put me back up to top rated as well. I was like, idiots.
That's awesome. Yeah. So like who knows what's gonna happen with that. So that was pretty awesome. Like just to hit that, and like I did that using Tracker Jack. So also BCE and TrackerBot kind of have this cool thing out right now that I'm testing.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
I don't know if you're working with it yet. So what TrackerBot is working on, and my man over here, I got to give him a shout out. The guys who T-Show, who always hits me up about TrackerBot. I got you, T-Show. So with TrackerBot right now, they have Blue Care Express, which is integrated with them. And what's going on right now is you can substitute all your Amazon tracking numbers, every single one of them, to become BCE tracking numbers. And what I understand, and the reason behind it, is because of the location discrepancy. Because everybody keeps like, oh, you got to be shipping from one location, okay? So with BCE tracking, from what I understand and what I've been told and what I read about it, okay, like this is just information that was given to me. I'm still in the testing phase of it, but I'd rather give it all to you guys. I just switched over to it about 2 weeks ago. It seems to be going good. Sales are still rolling in. They're still going high. So I don't know if it's 100% working, but it seems everything's still smooth sailing. So what this does is it converts every single tracking number that is put onto an order, no matter if it's from UPS, USPS, FedEx, whatever, you name it. They change it all to BCE so that there's no location policy discrepancy. So that is the main reason. Therefore, it would also argue against eBay's policy for where your items have to be located at one single location. So that is the main reason for it. So in case you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that it's definitely doable, or that's a possibility. I also do think it was a bold statement for TrackerBot to come out and say that it's like that's what works right away. But I mean, I do think that it does make sense. In theory, it should make sense. And BCE doesn't say that it's shipped from any location. So that's another thing that could fucking raise a red flag, is literally it doesn't say it's shipped from anywhere. There's no item location. So I don't know if that's good or bad, or, you know, acceptable or not, you know, with the way that eBay is nowadays. And I know that there's a question here. Micah Klein just asked, on your manual store, what are you listing as your item location? I'm putting multiple locations still. There's only one supplier that I'm using that actually, from what I've seen, I've been looking at the tracking numbers where they're coming from, only ships out of one location. So I've been putting that as the location for those items. And besides that, I've just been putting multiple location. And yes, TrackerBot does connect with the API. I'm not using any software connecting to the API on my new account. But if you, the lady that, or whoever runs Blue Care Express, like just doesn't run a very tight, I mean, they're good at connecting with other softwares, but answering questions and stuff, she's not there. I messaged her, I was like, lady, how does this work? Like, can I do this without an API connection? She's like, oh yeah. I'll make you a video on how to get it to work. And then just never did. So, I mean, she's losing out on business, but I would definitely be down to do that the manual way, because I know that you can send them emails with your tracking numbers and then they'll convert it and send it back. So you don't need any API. You could have your VAs doing that, uploading it manually and stuff like that. But, you know, they don't want to make money, I guess. So, you know, are there any other, do you want to answer some questions here, Brian?
Yeah, hit me up. I'm
are you looking at the questions?
I can't see anything. So like,
okay. I thought you could. That's why I have my second monitor up. That's why I keep looking to the side.
Yeah, hit me up. Whatever you got.
I don't know. I'm reading through them now. I just didn't know if you were reading through them as well. Let's see. Do you use gift card Amazon? Do you use Amazon gift cards for drop shipping? My answer is no. I don't think I've ever used a gift card, maybe once or twice.
So I'm gonna say no to that. But however, I am looking into it, and I'll give you guys another cool tip that I actually use. I don't know if you use this, Tom, but whenever I have orders that are damaged or can't be delivered to my buyers, or that have gone like there's a problem with it, they're a missing item or something like that, I always contact Amazon. And I'm gonna give you a heads up real quick.
You'd be a fool not to.
Yes, you got to reach out. Look, like you have to act like nothing is your fault all the time. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, and this is a plain reason why, all right? So what I do is I reach out to Amazon all the time. And I will talk to Amazon and I will be like, "Look guys, like we had a problem with this order. What is going on? You know, I'm a really unhappy customer. I spend like X amount of dollars a month here. Like I think right now I'm doing over 50K. So like 50K a month, like you got to hook me up here." Yo, every once in a while, they'll hook you up with a $5 promotional value. That $5 promotional value is just like buying a discount gift card, okay? Because now, next time you make that purchase, you're going to get $5 off the value of that item that you just purchased. So you just got a $5 discount, all right? So that's how that works. So I taught my VAs how to do this. I don't even have to do it anymore. They just know right away. If they feel like, hey, I feel like we should go after this, I'm like, go for it. Like, don't stop. Like, they're like, oh, are we asking too much? I'm like, they'll tell you if you're asking too much. Just ask. Like, it doesn't hurt to ask. You have to ask. Like, if you want something, don't be afraid to ask for it because you never know what you're going to get. Okay. So you always ask. With that being said, I've looked into buying discount gift cards. I'm not opposed to it. I know there's new ways to do it, Bitcoin and a couple other ways where you can get highly discounted, and I'm interested in it. So I'm not jumping on it yet because I don't want to really mess it up, but I am taking a look at it. So yes.
Yeah, I mean, with discounted gift cards, they're almost always coming from some sketchy ass locations. Let's be honest here. Why is somebody contacting Facebook groups advertising 14% off Amazon gift cards? It doesn't make sense to me. I talked to the guy that owns Card Bazaar, and that's the one that you're talking about that you pay with Bitcoin, everything like that. Yeah. I'm sure there's a few other ones out there, but that guy is legit. Like, he actually has a law degree. Like, he's smart as fuck. He has a computer science and a law degree, this guy. Yeah, and he makes all of his own software, and he definitely knows all of the legal system behind it. And he's legit. I don't know who these other people that like don't have their own websites. They just like to communicate with you via, you know, PayPal and like Facebook messaging and stuff. I think that's sketch. Let's be honest here. But you know, I personally also, if you're buying gift cards with, I mean, you're going to buy it with PayPal a lot of the times or Bitcoin. So that's gonna be fine. But like, how do you do like bookkeeping on gift cards? Like, that's even more of an issue because, you know, it's not going into it. Credit cards, you can say, hey, this much went in, I spent this much. That's it. That's my difference for the month. That's how much I made. I mean, I oversimplified it, but that's how it works. But gift cards, like, oh, this gift card was used, all of it, you know, but oh, there was a return on this gift card, this gift card, this gift card, you know, instead of having one credit card where everything's getting bought and returned from, now you have a bajillion gift cards. I don't know. It just sounds like, you know, it is great that it's 10% off, but I wouldn't like to build a business on discounts. Although I do like cash back. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't like to build a business on it.
Right.
But a lot of people on Amazon and eBay seem to like to do it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's great. Cashback's awesome. But so Andrew White says back to VA manual mode for me. How can I make sales on eBay like you guys? Watch YouTube videos. All
right. Okay, so like if you're talking about throttled account, like I still have my throttled account. Like, I'm flagged, guys. So like I'm still making over a G. So it's not impossible. You just have to add more items up that are selling, and I would say lower your margins. Like, don't be afraid to go as low as you possibly think you can go with your margins. Utilize your cashback, utilize like your cashback websites. These things aren't just like tools to make extra money. Sometimes these are your actual like profit areas. So you need to learn how to utilize them and just like understand your margins. Like, this is a game of math. Like, if you don't like math, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to love math to do this. So you
I'm
gotta
so
get.
happy I'm good at math. This is
Yeah,
like definitely what has saved me in this so far.
it is. Math is tough, and it takes a little bit of mathematics to understand it, but it's gonna take some math. So don't come in here thinking like you can just grab things and put them up. Like, you got to know your math. So that's number one thing. So just be good with your math, lower your prices, and like just make sure you're calculating everything. It's all about calculations.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Oh, and just for everybody, I'm a college dropout. So if you don't think you can do it, you can fucking do it. All right.
Yeah, Brian dropped out. Come on, guys. Fuck. So Anthony Estrella said, my throttled account is doing 37K and Brian is doing 50K. So it is working. Yeah. And then Andrew White says high volume of listings and lower margins for a flag store. It's definitely exactly what I've seen to be true. And even when I decided to take all of my Amazon items onto eBay off, like I'm pretty sure the day before I did that hit like 900 in sales without ever having listed items for a while. That's and awesome. I was just like, I mean, it was like, cause I was lowering my margin to the point where I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. This is a lot right now. And I'd rather just, get a fresh start, try a new technique, maybe go out there and forge my own path, beat my own trail here. And then see if there's going to be some successful followers. I've taught 2 people so far on how to do it manually behind the scenes, one-on-one training. And I mean, I hope that I have some success with them, because then I want to teach it to the masses. And eCom Tomcat says, mash that like button. I hope you meant smash, but mash is great too. Hey. I appreciate it. We got almost 60 people on. He was eCom Tom, and then he found out that I was eCom Tom, so he changed it to eCom Tomcat. He said it in one of the lives. I love it. Brian Henrik, there's an X at the end of that. Are you just sniping? So actually, I don't know what the hell to call it. I told my VAs, I was like, these are the 4 to 5 suppliers I feel comfortable with right now. They have good return policies. I'm getting good margins from them, but like one of them, I think I've only found 9 people on eBay using them. So it gets hard. Sniping is great with Amazon and Walmart because there's a ton of people doing it. The sniping is endless. The sniping keeps going. It'll never end. You can keep going. But with these other suppliers, like, you're going to run out of people. Don't get me wrong. I know you're going to. I've done it. I've done it with Sportsman's Guide. I've done it with all the other ones. So at that point, I was like, I don't know. Sniping doesn't work anymore. Like, you go find another supplier and just keep doing it. But then eventually you need to go find a new technique. And I don't know what to call it. I was calling it like sifting. I don't fucking know. I'm like, I'm just go through the website and find things that look good, or things that are selling from these other people that like are from the same supplier, but like maybe a different variation of it. For some reason, this one's just not on eBay. Like, a lot of these new items that I'm listing just aren't on eBay. Like, so that's another thing with this manual store thing. So usually it seems like they're, ruining or lowering your promoted listings within about 30 days. So I haven't hit that point yet. So that's kind of a pretty good inkling of knowing if your store got flagged or not, if your promoted listings just go and they're done. So that hasn't happened to me yet. And I mean, it's not, I don't know, I'm not at 30 days yet. But one of the things I was thinking is, it sucks when they flag you because you're doing Amazon onto eBay and you fall to the bottom. So when you fall to the bottom of Amazon onto eBay, I've seen some items that were 270 people were on the same item, Amazon onto eBay. Walmart, same thing, hundreds and hundreds of people sometimes on the same item. You could find some that don't have very high competition, but it's pretty hard. I think the highest item that I've listed so far has maybe 20, and then the majority of them are like less than 10. So I was thinking is, what if they flag you? What happens? You drop in rank and like the where you're like shown, but there's fucking where else are you gonna go? You're still on the first page. There's only 5, 10, 6 other people that are selling that item.
So I'm gonna give somebody a shout out right now. Nikos. I can't remember his last name. Just actually talked to me about this the other day. And Nikos, I know sometimes like I gotta get back to him. I'm gonna get back to him and stuff. So Nikos had like some pretty cool strategies he's thrown at me, and he hits me up every once in a while. I can't.
The Greek one?
Yeah.
I blocked him.
No, he's actually pretty cool.
No, I
But
blocked.
like, Nikos will hit me up every once in a while, and he'll tell me like the different things that he's doing. So he talked to Nahar, and Nahar was telling him to try going for items with less competitors, because that way, in case he was flagged, like you're saying, how far are you going to fall down in the rankings? Like,
Yeah.
you're still on the first page on like the last one, maybe the 8th one, who knows, but you're still on that page. So that's what he was saying too, which could be a pretty cool thing. So
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And it's like that's exactly the same method, but it's very hard with Amazon onto eBay to be doing that and to be finding those things.
yeah.
So I mean, it's with these other ones, it's pretty easy to do so. So in which I won't say from here on. You're basically the subtracting the totals of your cash value and cost of the item. Someone said, "Are you on Mark's side? Are you on Mark's side or Tyler's?" I'm not answering that. That's a dumb question. What suppliers are you using? I don't really feel like I want to say the suppliers I'm using at the moment. Besides, I've already thrown the bone out of Sportsman's Guide. Look into them. You're gonna have some issues buying from them at first. I'll tell you that right away. They run a decently tight ship until you get like, you know, flagged as a reseller, but it's not flagged. They allow it. I've called them up. I asked all the questions. You get tax exempt there. It's a process. I mean, there's not going to be any way that I can make enough YouTube videos to cover all of this. Like, there's no way it would happen. Like, it's going to have to go into a course, and that's what's going to happen. I don't know whether I should keep the old one and also make a new one and then just like keep them the same and just put them together, or just like make the new one and then just get rid of the old one. I'm not sure.
Ask the group, like, yo, what do you guys?
Yeah, I will ask group. The video quality on that was so weird too, because it was so long ago. It was like 9 months ago when I made that.
It's like, so badass. I got to where I am because of this. So it's fine.
I mean, yeah. So, Brandon Sexton asked, let's get a little bit into this. Let's not go too far here, Brian. I don't want to bore all of them. It's when you are tax exempt, how do you keep track of how much / what taxes to pay to each state? Micah Klein, I'm guessing it's Micah, that's how it's pronounced, came out and already gave the answer. He said use TaxJar. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, number one, get a CPA. Like I think it's best for you to first talk to a CPA right before you're thinking about getting tax exempt and bring this up to them. You need a CPA. Like, regardless, like that's like a fundamental like asset to your business is
of any business.
You need a CPA. Like, I don't care how, like, you know, how simplified you want to keep your business, like a CPA is necessary, and you should find one that's local, because if you have a question and you need to get in touch with them, you can like go see them. Mine right now, fortunately for me, are local, and a lot of the issues that are coming up with all of the states, like I'm teaching him before he even knows about it.
Yeah, so that's how I feel with mine too.
Yeah, Tom hit me up with some information a long time ago, and I dropped it on him, and he was like, yo, you came with me, like you told me this was going to happen this year. And I was like, dude, I told you this was going to happen. I've been preparing for it. And he was like, holy shit. And like, I was like breaking it down to him. I'm like, this is the next move. This is the next move. And he was like, okay. And then even with the stealth accounts, I talked to him about that too, and I broke them down to him. So you got to get a CPA. You got to explain your business to them, because they need to be on your side. They need to understand how things work. That way they can like get you the legal side of all the taxes and work with you to make the majority of the money and hold on to the most amount that you can. Okay. With that being said, next you got to get registered with TaxJar. And then you gotta, once you make sales with a certain amount of states, TaxJar will notify you when you've reached Nexus in those states. And then that's when you start reaching out to those states to get tax exempt. So this is how it works. And TaxJar will keep track of your sales tax that you need to remit back to each state. Also, I want to put out, once you get a Nexus from, let's say, one state, okay, you need to include that in your eBay tax table as soon as possible. Step 2, update every single one of your listings.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a killer, dude. That boned me so hard.
I'm telling you right now, that day, every single one of them, change the quantity to 2, change something. Every single one of those need to be updated. The reason why that tax table does not go into effect until all those listings have been updated. And once they are updated, the tax table then adds into those listings that were already previously listed. Okay, like that's a huge thing because I got hit with it. I know others who got hit with it.
I think everybody does it at some point.
Because like you assume like, oh, this is automatic, it's gonna roll into it.
That's how it works on Amazon. eBay is just retarded. eBay
is so retarded, and it's gonna screw you in the long run. So like this is why I'm letting you know this now, because like a lot of people don't really talk about it, but it's important to understand. And like I got hit with it and like had to drop like a few G's to a couple of states. I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying. And then like I did everything I was supposed to do, it just eBay didn't update everything. So you have to make sure you update that.
So Brandon, Brandon Sexton asked a question. You don't have to change the quantities to 2. What Brian said, he was a little into it, said it a little quickly.
Yeah.
Is say you get an entity or you are collecting sales tax in Illinois now. If you do 200 transactions in Illinois in a 365-day calendar year, you in fact have to and are now in fact you have to collect and remit to that state, which means that you have to go to that state, get a sales tax ID, and then from there you're gonna have to register your sales tax ID on their portal where you can then pay your sales tax. You're then collecting it on whatever platforms you're selling on. On eBay, you don't get to fucking pick like the municipalities and the different types of townships and all the different rules that each state has. eBay's just like, nah, just average it. Just average the number. So you just have to throw up a random average number onto eBay in your tax table, and then you'll be collecting that percentage. But if you already have items listed, say you have 2,000 items listed on eBay, and you go in and you change your tax table in your settings to then collect in Illinois, those 2,000 items will not get updated on that tax table until you update those items in some way, shape, or form, whether that be changing your quantity, whether that be, you know, I don't even know. Yeah, just change your quantity, changing the item location. You know, I would do something if I didn't want to change my quantity. So you have low listing limits and say you're using like multiple locations as your shipping location. I would go in and just change it to like multiple location for all of them, because you can bulk change 500 items at a time. I mean, it's all things that have happened when you have like big seller problems. Like these are things that happens when you're selling 200 plus items to a specific state. And I mean, this isn't even just all of it. I mean, some states have some whack ass rules. I'm telling you that right now. Like Pennsylvania, if you do more than 10,000 in sales to that state in 1 year, then you're supposed to be collecting and remitting. And if you didn't collect, then you're supposed to be sending a letter to every single person that you sold to, saying that they have to go remit sales tax. Like I saw somebody in our group post it, that they got a message, they got a letter from Overstock saying that you bought one item and it shipped it to Pennsylvania, and you need to go either pay that sales tax or, you know, go contact the end consumer of this.
That's crazy, man.
Pennsylvania's whack.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, and Washington have some whack rules. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, I'm gonna throw Colorado.
And Illinois.
Colorado, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but I haven't dealt with Colorado yet, because you actually get a 5-month leniency period.
Yeah,
so I'm in their leniency period, just chilling there.
Colorado give me a hard time. But
can I be your PA, your Pennsylvania, Anthony? What are you asking? Did you mean to ask CPA? Yeah, I'll be your CPA. I'm actually like dating a CPA right now, so it's pretty.
You get all the insight, man. You got all that like insider knowledge.
Yeah, it's very true. Can I get tax exempt in California even if I don't have Nexus or I'm not going to pass the threshold? Andrew, yes, you can. And I've been doing it for people as a service behind the scenes for the last month. And basically what you do is you're going to have to go get a sales tax ID. Then I'm guessing you meant sales tax exempt in California for Walmart, I would guess. And yes, you can. I've gotten multiple people tax exempt in Walmart. I mean, for California on Walmart, I've gotten myself tax exempt for California, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi, Maryland, Massachusetts. I lived in Massachusetts, so it's not as cool, but I did do that. I mean, it takes just know-how, calling a bunch of people, and, you know, just basically hating your life until you get it done, because it sucks and it's a ton of work.
It is a lot of work.
So Brandon said, yeah, I'd rather foresee the problems if at all possible. I ran into one this week, but it was easy to solve. Yeah, I mean, as many problems as there is, you're going to have to solve them. And Andrew says, yes, Walmart and Amazon. Yeah, you can. I can do it. I don't know if you want to do it. If not, yeah, go for it. If you want me to do it, message me on Facebook. I can do that. Isn't Amazon automatically charging for Florida and California regardless if you have Nexus, Micah? That is an incorrect statement. That is wrong. Let me move my thing over here. I'm on Amazon right now. We'll go to tax settings. They are collecting for Amazon collects for Alabama, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Iowa, Minnesota, New Jersey, Oklahoma, and Washington. Right now, I am collecting in Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nebraska, Nevada, North Carolina, and North Dakota, Ohio, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And I think there's a few more I should be doing, but I'm not. So yeah, there's a lot behind the tax law, and in no way, shape, or form am I saying I'm a CPA, but I am also saying that like Brian said, you end up knowing more than your CPA on this situation because it's a new topic, and sales tax isn't really something I feel like a lot of CPAs cared too much about until now when they should.
Right. And eCom businesses aren't as prevalent as what your CPA may be used to. They're probably more used to brick and mortar businesses within one state. So you'll come to understand that a lot of things that you find out, they really don't understand yet. As the years keep going and large retail stores aren't around anymore, you're going to find this being like, your CPA is going to have this knowledge ahead of time. This is going to be taught upcoming in schools and stuff. So the future CPAs are going to know it. My CPA went to like a large meeting probably in January about all this.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep going. So you just got to be ready for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what they do. They go to these huge meetings afterwards to learn things after they become a CPA.
Yeah.
Another thing is eBay started collecting because, they got to hop on this bandwagon, even though they're, behind on everything, and they're doing Washington and Minnesota, and they started Connecticut. Was it Connecticut that they just started on February 1st or something else on February 1st? No. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. So what's going on with the course? Lee Travis McKay asked. I mean, I'm pretty much at the point where I'm ready to start redoing it. I wanted to make sure that my new strategy worked. I wanted to make sure that everything was all set up. I didn't want to start half-assing a new course that didn't really get results. I really do want to make sure that my store is over probably 5 weeks old of selling before I update the course, because of the fact that it's been pretty prominent that if you're going to get your promoted listings to dip, which is the biggest sign that you're a flagged seller, it happens within the first 30 to like 45 days. So I want to make sure that I make it past that point before anything happens. And if I do get flagged, quote unquote, who knows? I don't think I will. And if I do, then how are my sales while flagged, being that I'm selling from these very obscure suppliers that really nobody else is? And if so, if all sales die, or, it's really hard to make more sales, then I might look into just making a new account and then trying the whole like tracker bot, Blue Care Express technique, stuff like that. And, there's one other secret technique that me and Mark Augustine have been talking about that I'm not ready to put on the interwebs at all yet. So besides that, I mean, I think the course, if I wasn't going to Nicaragua to visit Mark on the 25th, then I would probably say it would be done by March 1st, but I don't think it will be, because I'm going to be gone from the 25th of February to the 7th of March, and I don't want to rush this. So, let's say after the 7th of March, you're going to have a pretty full-fledged, high-quality, great course. If you were already in the course, you automatically get updated to it. If you're not in the course, then you're going to have to pay the higher price. There's no way, shape, or form in hell I'm charging what I charged for the first course again on the second course. It's going to be at least double the price. There's no doubt in my mind. I value my time and energy too much at this point in my career. And, I want people that are actually serious, and the more you spend, the more you're invested in what you're
doing. Out there too, like Jason and Tom, a lot of times they're ahead of the curve. They come out and they're actually working extremely hard. Like, these guys aren't like, just half-assing this and like once something like falls apart, they're actually in this. So I try to keep my circle like filled with the smartest guys I know, who I can like bounce ideas off of, and just keep on hustling as much as I can to keep up with them. So they know what they're doing. They're out there. They're making things happen. I'm out here trying to keep up and just making things happen as well. So we're all out here working. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm always trying to stay ahead of the curve. Always be, I didn't want to go into what everybody else seems to be doing. It seems like eBay dropshipping is dead, and now everybody goes straight over to Amazon. It's like, I mean, I'm on Amazon, but I don't plan on really pushing large amounts of content on Amazon. I don't want to like, just jump right into the same pond that everybody else is. you know, I see that nobody's really talking about this new manual store thing or isn't too far ahead on it. And I wanted to be, you know, there. And then that's why Jason's also talking about wholesale dropshipping, which he's been doing for 3 years.
Yeah.
But like now it's like that's going to be all the rage now. So it's like it's cool that
I wanted to say something too. So with this recent scare, I think you guys should understand why it's important to diversify.
Yeah.
So it is extremely important to diversify. Like, please don't just think like you could just do this once. Like, this is like, it's kind of like an ever continuing obstacle that you're going to have to overcome. Okay. And like, I sometimes that may be, you know, upsetting to hear for a lot of people, but like, I mean, even the fossil oil industry is going through a big change right now, and they're facing backlash, and they tried to hold the same business model for how many years now, and now the public's finally getting fed up. So like, that's like a long shot in the dark to call them out. But if you want to talk about like, if we're going into eBay dropshipping, like it's changed drastically over the past few years. It's going to continue changing drastically, and the methods are always going to change. So just continue to change with it. Don't panic when things are like going awry, but make sure you're diversified and that you're always constantly learning. Stay involved with the groups, ask questions and reach out, because this thing's it's not going anywhere. Businesses are making money off of it. If they weren't, they would have shut it down a long time ago. So you got to realize that. And it's just the real reason that they're probably axing a lot of this shit is because they got to make sure their customers are happy. Because if people aren't buying, how the fuck is the website going to stay active? You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure your customers are just as happy as well. So that's what they're kind of doing right now. So you just got to work with them and just like play within their spectrum or where they are, and just you know, play by their rules, and you should be fine. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I've realized so far. Customer service is huge. And when you're running a massive store with doing tons of sales a day, it's very hard to keep up on customer service if you only have one virtual assistant in the Philippines doing it. Yeah. Like, it's very minimal customer service is what you're doing. And eBay kind of allowed for it like a month ago. Like, they really allowed for shitty customer service. There was really no reason to not do it. And, you know, now I'm making like, I'm at 1,000 in sales today on my eBay account, and I'm pretty sure it's probably less than 10 items. And right now on my Amazon store today, I'm at 1,576 in sales, and that's 11 units was sold. So I'm really all about the high priced, you know, the high priced items now, because it's way less work to be doing. There was a few sales tax related questions here. I don't really want to answer any more sales tax related questions. If you have specific questions, message me on Facebook. But one of them was, if Amazon's collecting for you in Pennsylvania, but you also have an account for Pennsylvania, do you file for zero? And then somehow explained that Amazon already took care of it. I mean, that's a great question. It's a great question. What you can do is, a lot of those states have this thing that's like third party collected or something like that. I forget what the fuck it was called. I did it for, I think it was Pennsylvania, maybe something else, or Washington. It was Washington. And TaxJar tells you what to do, and it shows that they know that Amazon collected that for you. It's just like another setting you have to fill out. And another one is, so I started collecting sales tax in California since I have Nexus, so I got tax exempt on Amazon. I'm not paying sales tax to 41 states on Amazon, so would that mean I'm supposed to be collecting that? That not necessarily, but kind of, yeah. It depends on the state. I'm not answering that question.
There's a lot of variations with that answer. Like,
yeah, I don't think that you should answer that question either.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, I don't really want to do sales tax. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, these questions, you gotta like reach out to a CPA and talk to Tom, but like, you gotta get a CPA. Like,
yeah, I mean, talk to me. I mean, the thing is, like, I definitely know more than my CPA. No doubt in my mind, I know more than him. But I still run questions by him on everything, because I educate him to what I know, and then he knows like how to go about doing things like that. Like, I just know what I need to be doing and how to do it, but he's gonna like implement it. And like, that's the one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't. I don't know why nobody wants to talk to a CPA. I'm trying to get like an affiliate program for my CPA, because I feel like if I just told people like, hey, this is my CPA, go to him, like, he'd probably get a ton of business. Jake B asked, are you still running 7 stores? No, I'm not. I don't know where you heard that. I'm only running 1 store at the moment on eBay. I do have like 7 to 8 stores. They're
that's
there.
That's probably what he heard.
Yeah, they're not running. I mean, they're in the ether. Yeah. All the course gurus are jumping on the wholesale bandwagon. Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. I mean, I'm not here to say in any way, shape, or form that I know very much about wholesale dropshipping. I have been helping Jason out with what he's been doing, but Jason has been wholesale dropshipping for 3 years and just silently does it behind the scenes. Like, I don't even know that he like makes daily consistent sales on his Shopify store all the time. He's like, oh yeah, like I make 2, 3, 4 sales a day, and like they're high margin, high profit items, and they're all wholesale drop shipping. So I mean, that's kind of, Jason knows where it's at. Jason had a webinar last night, and he actually had 50 people on live on his webinar. It was pretty crazy.
I was supposed to go, but I fell asleep. So tell Jason,
fuck, dude.
My bad.
I'm personally hurt by that.
Oh, shut up. I had to get up at 2 a.m., bro.
I'm kidding, dude. And then so Micah says, how is SKU doing as far as updating prices and out of stocks? I know they had some issues in the past. Dude, SKU great as long as you use the file exchange and you have your computer on. If your computer's off, it's not going to reprice. But if your computer is on, it will reprice. It's definitely a pain in the ass. But like I said, these items don't change prices very often. So you're not going to miss much. I mean, maybe the out of stocks and stuff like that. Yeah. And then Mike also said, be careful with Sportsman's Guide. I've had some out of stocks issues personally with them in the past. Ordered it, was out of stock. A week later, still said in stock. Yeah, they've been updating it recently, and it seems like they say like instead of in or out of stock, they say like expected by, and it's like March 10th. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's a month and like 4 days from now. But you know, SKU catches that. I don't know how SKU is so good with what they do. They calculate for shipping prices on every single different website. I don't know how they even get some of these shipping prices. They must add it to a cart or something behind the scenes and check. I don't know. It's pretty wild.
I was going to say, Tom, you might be able to hook it up to a virtual private computer as well. So
yeah, that is true, and have that running. Yeah. I will probably look into that. I got my new fucking desktop down here. That thing's a beast, so I just like to have it going. $1,600 desktop. But yeah, so if there's any other last minute questions here, we've been on for about an hour. I don't seem to like to go over an hour of talking. And, you know, there is some more stuff to be done tonight. Let's, you know, gotta definitely get the late night orders in and some late night listing maybe. I don't know if you have any last things to say. We got 45 people watching right now. And if you guys like what you're seeing, smash the like button here. You know, one last attempt at the like button. And, you know, I'll make sure that I have I want to do a live sourcing on Zik Analytics of finding items from obscure suppliers with high profits. If you guys are interested in that, you know, let me know. Sign up for the alerts for the new YouTube videos because I'm going to be launching one hopefully every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not going to lie, the Super Bowl definitely impeded and like definitely did not help that out this week. Wasn't feeling too sharp on Monday morning, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, I'm open. If you could, like, it'd be awesome if you guys could reach out, follow me on YouTube. I am Hustle Williams. If you guys want to look me up, I got a bunch of videos out there. My latest one is about my eBay account being flagged and still turning a profit. So I'm still teaching that if you guys are willing to learn. I'm going to be posting more videos, and I also work a 9 to 5. So if you're thinking this can't be done with a job, like I'm doing it. If you're thinking this can't be done because, you know, you haven't gone to college, I'm doing it. So like, I'm trying to show you, like, whoever, you know, if you think that you can't do it for a certain reason, you can do it. So I'm out here trying to show you that. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Hustle Williams also. So just hit me up on Instagram. I post like some cool videos on Instagram, some behind the scenes stuff, and just give you some heads up. So
yeah, send me all your links after this and I'll put them in the bio or the description of this video.
Hell yeah.
One last thing. What do you guys think of private label drop shipping? Just go for it. I'm definitely going to get into some China onto eBay. I don't know if I want to do China onto Amazon. I might. Who knows? If it's decent on eBay, I'll definitely put it on Amazon. I'd like to test everything out on eBay first because it's definitely the redheaded stepchild of the two.
Oh yeah.
And so Jeremiah Lord asked this earlier. My profit on SKU shows negative. Is this normal? I'm not using compared setting. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. As long as you're actually making profit, that's all you need to worry about. But it's fine. SKU Grid's so weird with the way it's set up. It's video. I don't even know, man. It took me probably a month and a half to learn this shit. And then Lee Travis McKay says Tom is low-key a Rams fan. I am no fan, but if I'm a fan of anything, I'm going to say the Patriots because I grew up in the Boston
Oh
area.
my God.
So I could care less. I
Yeah,
could honestly care less. I enjoyed the love of the game, and I had a few White Claws. Not gonna lie, those things are dope. You can drink those things like it's nobody's business. Jason saw the aftermath, and I don't think I left. I don't think I did very much on Monday. I'll tell you that. Maybe like 30 minutes of work max. But we're back at it. We're grinding. We got lives coming every Wednesday. I'm gonna have Nahar from Zik on. Some of my buddies from home. I got one buddy that does liquidation and all sorts of things like that. He has his own warehouse. He has a weird ass story. I'll tell you that. I got a buddy that runs a stock page from college.
I was gonna say that. Get that stock dude back on here. I'd like
he tried to get on and he had some like privacy setting on his Gmail and he couldn't connect to my Google Hangout. I've never had a single issue. You just send a link, they click it, they're in your Google Hangout. Didn't work. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. Let me know what you guys want to see. And I appreciate Brian coming on the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys watching it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Keep your eyes peeled for a new video on Friday. And it's going to be, me talking more in depth about my manual store and everything that I'm doing there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And any last words, Brian?
Peace out, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to mine and Tom's YouTube channel. Keep grinding. If you got questions, get involved in the group. Just ask away. Like, it's probably somebody out there who's gone through the same stuff already. So just be active, ask questions, and keep grinding, guys.
Yeah. One last thing is don't take sales tax lightly. It ain't nothing to fuck with. And a lot of laws have changed since, June of 2018. And your CPA probably has no idea what they are. So self-educate and/or hit up Tom. I'm probably going to come out with some sort of course training, something on it because there's so much in there. And that's about it. So thank you guys very much. And I will see you later.
Peace out, guys.